last guy here.
You're late, always
I'll be
late.
the last cowboy standing.
Better late than never.
Yep.
This one?
Gotta give me a bigger.
I know.
Yep.
They denied it. This one?
Better late than never.
That's all.
I like your shirt there.
That's in the class. And when it rains, you cannot
We
get
were
into that
supposed to get
place.
some and they never did get them.
That's the only reason I have this one's with Becky gave me her.
When'd you get your call?
Favorite Parker.
I got mine from,
This one probably doesn't because he's basically outside the city limits. That's that property east of the park where that Denver Lake, where Denver Lake's at. That floods. Every time it rains, it floods because that drainage runs from the park through there.
This one has some water.
I would deny that one. Yes, you're looking for Rex, right there where she's in. If I fall asleep, it's because I took a tramadol before I came up here, so just thump me.
Should've dropped my shirt. Hello, Steve. How are you? Good.
Brought some to share.
Got my skin.
What about tramadol running out my ears?
You can eat them all when you get there.
I've done good since I've had it. I've had 3.
It's not bad.
Yeah, I didn't take any after I had.
I would, well, I've got
I
one
was scared
around
the
today,
cat is.
and then the cat decided to use me for a trampoline this morning, so.
I came home, matter of fact, I first called him when I told him, you're not supposed to do that. I didn't either.
Indeed. No need hanging on to them.
I got rid of it.
All right, I'll call the City of Quanah regular meeting of the Quanah City Council, July 14th, 2026 at 6:30 p.m. City Council Chambers. You're going to the invitation, Mr. Steve McSpadden's going to give us a prayer here.
Lord, thank you for this city that we live in. I pray that you bless the Lord, all the things that are going on. I pray that you would just bring your divine intervention. And I pray that all the meetings will go calm and peacefully, Lord. And I pray that there will be clarity and the decisions that are made will be honoring to you and honoring to our town and to the citizens. And we just thank you for our city council members. Pray that you bless them as they go through all of this, all the stress and anxiety that they're in. And I pray that you would relieve that. Pray for our community that we'll be understanding and tolerant and help us to all get along. And Lord, I pray that you point us in the right direction in unity. And Lord, I pray that everything that happens in this city will honor you. I pray that you build a hedge of protection around our town, keep us safe, healthy, and prosperous. And Lord, I pray that everything that goes on tonight will just be perfectly according to your will. And we pray it in Jesus' name. Amen.
Amen.
Please remain standing for the pledge of allegiance. I pledge
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
We'll move into the reconditioned section. The City of Quanah would like to extend our sincere gratitude to the Texas Department of Criminal Justice for allowing the TL Road Units work crew to assist our Public Works Department in restoring our historic city pool. Because of this outstanding partnership, the City of Quanah was able to complete the necessary repairs and once again open this treasured landmark for families to enjoy throughout the summer. First and foremost, we would like to thank Senior Warden John Vickery. Your leadership, along with the professionalism of your staff, was evident from the very beginning. Your willingness to support our community made this project possible, and we are deeply grateful. A special thank you goes to Officer Womble. Your exceptional organization and ability to coordinate this project on such short notice turned an ambitious idea into reality. Your dedication and attention to detail did not go unnoticed. We would also like to recognize Officer Richardson and Officer Holden. Your outstanding supervision, leadership, and management of the work crew ensured every task was completed safely, efficiently, and professionally. Because of your efforts, Quanah's long-standing tradition to provide a public swimming pool for our children and family continues. You helped preserve a place where this summer's dreamers will make memories that will last a lifetime. Finally, we want to recognize Mr. Neal, Mr. Lynch, Mr. Bynum, and Mr. Goodwin. Your hard work, craftsmanship, attention to detail, and commitment to doing the job right have given the next generation of Quanah a place to cool off, have fun, and build lifelong memories. Your efforts made a lasting difference, and the citizens of Quanah are truly grateful. We would also like to extend a heartfelt thank you to Mr. Robert Duncan for his generous donation of well water. Without his generosity, opening the pool this summer would have been virtually impossible. His willingness to step forward when our community needed help is a true example of hometown generosity. The Quanah Volunteer Fire Department also deserves recognition for providing the tractor and tanker needed to transport the donated water to the pool. Their continued commitment to serving our community, whether responding to emergencies or helping with projects like this, is yet another example of the pride and dedication that define Quanah. Projects like this remind us that great things happen when neighbors, volunteers, public servants, and community partners come together with a common purpose. This pool represents far more than concrete and water. It represents generations of memories, laughter, friendship, and summertime traditions that continue because of the selfless efforts of so many people. On behalf of the Mayor's Office, the Quanah City Council, and the citizens of Quanah, thank you for all the blood, sweat, and tears. Your dedication, generosity, and service have ensured that another generation of children and families will enjoy one of Quanah's most cherished moments. Next, we're going to recognize the employees of the city of Quanah. On behalf of the city of Quanah, I would like to extend my serious appreciation to the city council, our city administrator, our city secretary, our public works director, and every employee of the city of Quanah for their outstanding work in making the first city-hosted 4th of July celebration at our historic city park a tremendous success. This event was made possible through months of planning, organization, teamwork, and an unwavering commitment to serving the community. From the earliest preparations to the final cleanup, each of you contributed your time, talents, and dedication to create an event that brought families, friends, and neighbors together in celebration. Hosting our own Independence Day celebration is about much more than fireworks and festivities. It is an opportunity to honor the founding principles of this great nation: freedom, unity, service, and community. It reminds us that the strengths of a small town is found in the people who are willing to work together for a common purpose and take pride in the place they call home. Our historic city park provided the perfect setting to celebrate our nation's independence while also celebrating the heritage and future of Quanah. Seeing generations of family gathered together, children playing, veterans honored, and neighbors enjoying one another's company demonstrated exactly what makes our community special. The professionalism, hard work, and willingness to go above and beyond ensured that this city-hosted celebration was safe, welcoming, and memorable for everyone who attended. The success of this event has established a new tradition that in hope we will continue to strengthen our community and create lasting memories for years to come. As mayor, I'm proud to serve alongside such a dedicated team of public servants. Thank you for your commitment to excellence, your tireless efforts, your continued service to the citizens of Quanah. Your work does not go unnoticed, and this celebration stands as a testament to what we can accomplish when we work together. With sincere gratitude, thanks for helping make this historic occasion a success for continuing to make the city of Quanah a community we are all proud to call home. At this time, we're going to move on to item number 2, the public comments. I have 3 in my hand. Is there anybody that didn't give you theirs? I have Elaine Brock, Mr. Buchanan, and Mary Dixon.
All right, I had one, but I'm gonna pass.
You gonna pass? All right. At this time, we'll start with Ms. Brock. You have 4 minutes.
Good afternoon, or good evening. My name is Elaine Brock, and I live at 501 East 9th Street, right on the corner of Quanah. Before anything, I want to thank the city and the mayor for getting neighbors to clean up that area where I live. And basically, it was a jungle, and I really appreciate it. My concern is that I get a letter stating that I'm now going to open up my back door and there's going to be an RV park. at my back, facing the alley. There is no type of pipes, no types of sewer, nothing in that area. I'm the only one that has a sewer. So how is this gonna work? And I've heard people say, well, you know, you go home and you put a toad and you connect it to the RV. Really? Is that what we're looking at? I mean, what kind of a third world country mentality is that? It's not gonna help, it's gonna make things worse. I'm all for progress. I really would love to see more progress in Quanah. But we also have to use a little common sense. We have 3 buildings on 287, fully equipped, that if they were to operate, would hire at least 60 people in town. And it doesn't sound like a big amount of people, but 60 people in town, that's 60 taxpayers, 60 people that will be putting money into the infrastructure, into the school system, will buy houses here, will stay, and maybe even create smaller businesses. I want progress here. I moved to Quanah because I worked 16 years as a CNA with the mentally disabled, the last 4 with mentally disabled sex offenders. So when I moved to Quanah, I was looking for a small town, peaceful, where my son, who's on the spectrum, could flourish. He has flourished here. He owns land, he has a house, he has a job. He loves it here. I don't want to see what I call the gold rush fever of the RV camps get to a point where that quality is lost. We have to find a balance here. I'm going to be literally surrounded by RVs and a house that's falling apart in the corner because nobody knows where the owner is. Last thing I heard is in prison. That's not something I would to. That alley where people are going to be driving up in and out of to get to the back part of the trailer, the RVs. That's my concern. I hate to bring it up this way, but half of that alley is on my deed. I pay taxes on it, and I can't use it because it's the alley. I don't want to see that alley become a highway. So how is this going to be worked on so that everybody is able to make a little like I said, I am not against the RVs parks. But maybe we should start looking a little bit more at permanent sources of income for the town. Thank you.
Thank you for your input. Next on, we're going to go with Mr. Buchanan.
Thank you for listening to today. I'm in the same boat as, I'm sorry, ma'am, I'm Mr. Elaine. I live over on by the elementary school, and right now I see 4 signs within 2 blocks either direction of zoning changes. And like I said, I live a block from the elementary school. How many RV parks do we want right by our elementary school?
What's your address again?
402.
Sorry for that.
So I know one was denied about 1.5 years ago for the lady that lived catty corner from me because it was too close to the school. But now we're going another 30 feet, about a half a block or so, or 50 feet, however many feet a half a block is off the top of my head. But we're going about half a block down, and people are trying to get those turned into RV parks. It was denied for the lady a block from the school, but 1.5 blocks is okay. I don't know. Texas has no law on it. I looked it up. It said revert back to city ordinances. And I don't know if y'all drive around town a lot, but can our infrastructure on our roadways hold another 1,000 RV park people coming through? I can barely drive down the road to the football field. I've already talked about it before, but I can hardly drive down the football road right now without my suspension coming up. And now I've got four or five RV parks popping up around. What's that going to do for I lived here, I was raised here my whole life, left for a while, came back, and are we going to sell it our future for RV parks? That's what I'm asking. And the amount of water. If I put RVs on my property, are they allowed under my 2,000 gallon limit? Or do I get thousands of gallons for these people living on my property? You know, and I'm not for an RV park. I own 3/4 of a block, I don't want an RV park. But I'm not, like she said, progress. I'm okay with progress. But too much progress is gonna drain the future of the farm. And that's all I have to say.
Thank you.
I have some more questions, but I'll get up there.
Thank you for your input, President. Next, I have Miss Mary Dickens.
I missed the last city council meeting, and I have issues, and I see RV parks look like going up on the north side of town, which is where we have property and grew up. And I'm truly concerned about the street, but the thing of it is that people are still coming out to dumping. And I have pictures here on my phone with names of where it came from, I guess. And I don't know who does anything about enforcing the code to get these people to get back out there and pick that up. It's got their names on it. I don't know if they're dead or alive, if somebody bought this house and just decided to clean it out and dump everything out. And they didn't dump it on the side of the street. They dumped it just starting at Houston Street, where I see one of those zoning things going up. Now, I really have no trouble with RVs going up out there because it would help probably revitalize it. And we've been trying to revitalize the north side. I've been up here every time I've been up here and talked about the north side of Quanah. Well, we do have property and try to keep it up in our churches over there. There's been some dumping right there in front of our church. And whoever owns the property, the guy that owns it said he allowed him to dump. But part of the dumping is on the church's property, and it looks bad for the church. Oftentimes, we have visitors that come from out of town, and it's not a good look for us. So if they're going to put up RV parks out there, they might have a good run at it. And I noticed on James in Houston, they've cleaned off a lot almost, and I see the same sign for the zoning. But the street is from here to here. So everybody's going to have to help revitalize if they're going to put RV parks up out there. The grass is taking over the street. Some of the streets are even closing up. So what are they going to do about it to get the RV parks to working? I mean, I'm not opposed against it because there's nobody out there living, really. It's a good thing if we're going to live out there. But they're going to have a way to even get an RV down the street. And it's 2 or 3 streets over there that you can go down. If it rains, you're not going to go down the rest of them anyway. So what are they going to do about the north side and the RV parks and about these people dumping over there? If need be, I have the pictures here on my phone with all this mail and stuff that was in it and the names of people who I guess it belonged to.
Thank you.
Hmm?
Next on, we have Corey and Erica Dewart, is that correct?
Can we speak whenever our agenda item comes up?
Yes.
Okay. At this time, we're gonna go to item number 3, consent agenda items. All items can be acted upon by one vote without being discussed separately unless requested by a council member or a citizen. If there is a request to discuss an item separately, the item will immediately withdrawn for individual consideration in the normal sequence after items not requiring separate discussion have been acted upon. Is there any items in here y'all want to remove?
I move we approve the consent agenda.
I second.
Okay, the motion was made to approve the consent agenda items by Mr. Jackson, was seconded by Ms. Brownlow. Any discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Ayes have it. What time is our lawyer to come on?
Until 7:30.
Okay, so we're gonna skip, unfortunately, we're gonna have to skip down to the closed session for just, I don't know, maybe 10 minutes. The executive session, item number 9, with the scheduling conflict with our lawyers. So I'll ask y'all to step outside for just a second. 6:48. Meeting at 7:03. I entertain a motion to direct staff to explore our options.
I make a motion.
Motion was made,
I second it.
seconded. All in favor?
Uh,
Ayes have it. We're gonna go right back into executive session. 7:04.
You're gonna vote on a motion, bring it from the table first. Okay, so we need to vote to bring it from the table, then the motion's here, it's just like this right here. It's here, now we can vote.
7:22, we're coming back in. All right, at this time, I'll entertain a motion to take from the table item 5A.
So moved.
Second.
Made and seconded. Any discussion? All right, the motion is on the table now. All in favor, say aye. Opposed? Ayes have it. All right,
I move we approve the city administrator and city attorney to enter into negotiations with the county relating to the law enforcement contract fiscal year 26-27.
motion made by Mr. Jackson, can I get a second? Seconded by Ms. Brownlow. Any discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Ayes have it. All right, at this time, we're gonna go back to item number 4, council member reports. I'm gonna jump in just a little bit here, Mr. Jackson, state that, I've been shredding and mowing a little bit after work and after hours, and I can't keep up. So we're looking at trying to come up with a way for free grazing. And I know that sounds antiquated and outdated, but, we're gonna get Brian to look at maybe making it where they can relieve the city of liability and goats and sheep can be put on. in
Just
parts
keep
of-
in mind, goats and sheep never stay real.
Right, so anyway, we just can't keep up
Company
with the
that does
moment now. So-
They'll be on top of your car.
So we'll start off with Mr. Jackson.
I meant to ask Kevin, yesterday, where are we on the legal for the purchase of the,
So we've, when it comes to the purchase of the property for the chlorinator, we run into the issue right now of with the title, because we're wanting to purchase it from the 3 kids of the person who had passed away. Our lawyer, our attorney is saying there might be some issues with probate, and that's really gonna extend things. So I wanted to reach out to them and say, hey, can we get a lease or something in the meantime before we buy it? 'Cause obviously we want to start right away.
So, given that,
that's basically the only, we've got water leaks and we've got sewers all over town and, we're where we are.
so would maybe an alternative solution to that be just approach them and offer them $1 for a 99-year lease?
That's the game plan.
Okay.
Mr. Jones?
On sanitation, we're continuing to lose money, and the reason why is that the rates we're charging are too low. They're about half what our costs are with the current amount of life that's being reduced. The volume increase that we have four roll-offs for, we pay for every one roll-off that we collect money on. So we have a 3-to-1 loss in that is, part of that is the cost of, that we're not charging enough. And second aspect is there's a lot more volume that is in each one of those pickup trucks and trailers than we're accounting for. So it needs to be, and then the third reason is that there's disposal that's coming in, materials are coming in that are not accounted for in our permit system. So the solution to that, I will submit a change in the way the permits are issued to the city administrator to have it implemented so that it will solve those problems, identify whose material it is and the type of material it is, and it will have the owner and their contract information, and we'll have the contractor's name that's bringing it in and their information on there, and they will make a positive statement that it's within the materials they're bringing in is in accordance with what we're allowed to take. And then the third thing that will happen there is that we will then go in and go back. I'll ask the city administrator to go back to the DEQ and look at our permit that we have for our our own landfill out there and see if it can be, there's a clause in there that says that we're allowed to use, to dump materials, houses that we take ownership of, that we bulldoze, and then we take those materials. We can take that material out there, but there's another part of that clause that says we can also take material out there that has been declared to be nuisance material. So if we have that, within that permit that they bring stuff in that they make a positive statement that it's a nuisance, okay, that, you know, I could get, or he's gotta get a definition for DQ as to what they meant when they put that into the permit as nuisance, what does that include? You know, so I think that, but it looks like to me that the reason why they're disposing of it, it's a nuisance to them, they have no use for it, so therefore they're bringing it to us there. And if we segregate that material as it comes in to meet the same conditions as what comes out of our houses, when we demo the houses, then that can be taken out there, and we can either charge a fee for it or dispose of it. And then if that's the case though, then in looking at that material, I've looked at the material coming in, and the majority of it is stuff that could be declared nuisance, you know, mattresses and old appliances, old divans, remodeling things they do that, so it meets the and safe environmentally for what we do. So I think we can shift that from a cost to a revenue and get it at a lower cost. For example, if our own people in town, they've asked me to see what we could do about the cost, why they have to pay this much money to dispose of a roll-off. So that's an option, going in there, seeing what our costs are to handle that, to process that, and then charging a fee for that, so that we can, and it would be preferential to businesses that are at Quanah and not that. The other thing is, we're taking in a lot of material from other places because they have cheaper rates than they have in those. So I think we've got to get together and overhaul that whole way we do business there.
So if I have a question,
I'm finished.
Go ahead.
so are the roll-offs, is the pricing on the roll-off based on weight?
No, it's the transportation's based upon, there's two components into the cost. One's based on the volume, which is a 30-yard roll-off, and the second component is a per ton price, and they're about equal. It comes up to about $300 a roll-off.
So if we adjusted our pricing matrix and worked like with the co-op out here for their scales, would it be more beneficial if we had a weights?
Well, I've looked at the average.
Basis?
The answer is no, because I've looked at the average, and the average is a fairly narrow range on 95% of the loads that go out. And it's around 4 to 5 tons per 30 yards. Unless it's roofing materials, then it jumps all the way up to 12 tons, 12 tons in that. Or if it's concrete, it's higher, or it's wet, you know, like the stuff coming out of the sewer plant over there, it's wet, so it weighs more. But we have to go and look at that, because they're charging us $2,200 per roll-off for that sanitation material, and they're charging us $300 to $400 for our stuff for transportation. Oh, they're charging $279 to transport 1 30-yard roll-off for our stuff coming out of there, and then they charge $2,200 for a roll-off over there at the sewer plant. I don't know. It weighs more, but 7 times as much. So they must be taking that to a different landfill.
Are there any recycling possibilities? I mean, is there anything coming in? You mentioned like the appliances. Can they not be set aside? I know there's a guy over at Vernon who's always running an ad in the paper wanting to pick up old appliances or whatever. Is there any way to set those types of items aside and let, say,
Yes.
$3 for $3 an appliance, you come pick up whatever your trailer will hold and haul it off?
There is. I've had several, independent contractors approach me to get permission to come get that material, and then recycle. It wasn't possible before, but they reopened the recycling for metals over in Altus now. And it used to have to take it too far transfer, so that's opened up. So yes, we can offset that cost by most all of it. I've got two people that have offered to come and pick that material up at no cost, okay?
Every little bit helps, right?
Yeah, so that would
I think we better, I'm all for it, but I think we better run it through the lawyer and make sure that we're not showing favoritism. You know what I mean? There's gotta be a way to
Probably have to do a bid system.
bid, yeah. I mean, we're gonna have to do something because
Well, we'll run it through the attorney, but this is convenience to
Yeah, I agree.
to the taxpayers and to those ones that are already,
Or
you know.
just put it up at Greg's and that's the thing that's all it off.
you're on duty.
And it doesn't have to be a public thing. It could be strictly a landfill for us. So we'll run it through attorney.
So, fire department, I visited with
Wait, I
them.
haven't done the
Street.
streets
That
yet.
was my fault. I thought you said you were done. So go ahead.
Gotta do the streets now?
Go ahead.
Yeah,
I'm sorry. I
that's
thought you said you were done. Go ahead.
Well, I was done with sanitation. The streets, you know, I've been appointed to be in charge of the streets. And I've looked there, we have an account that when we issue a bill to every taxpayer that is, they're about 1,000, I think. They pay a certain fee that's dedicated to streets, and that money goes into a special account. And during last year, we did not do that much work in streets, so that account has over $200,000 in it now. With $200,000 in it, the only cost associated with the repair, not the only cost associated with repair of potholes is buying a tamper and the material to do it. So, and it only takes 2 people to do it. So we had a dedication. The reason why we didn't get anything done, they were all taking care of, sewer and water stuff. They didn't have any time with our manpower that we have there. So I think Kevin for a while had an advertisement in the newspaper to hire someone for streets. But if we dedicated 2 people, and there's money to pay for them in that fund, it's not being spent. We hired 2 people, and they're completely separate from the other activities, the operations. It's just dedicate them, not just dedicate them completely to streets. We can have every pothole fixed within 2 years, and faster if we get 2 people from the prisons to help us, okay? Because they can work under the supervision of that, so we can get it done faster.
Well, I was gonna say, because there's several guys over there at the prison that have extensive, experience working like with various,
So I think you
state
just
highway
gotta,
systems.
so maybe you can make sure we get the right guys on this.
And that would be a working question, but when you talk to him, you would need to specify that you need somebody specifically with road and pothole repair.
Right.
And they could go through the list of guys out in the dorms and find out who can best suit that need.
Yeah. I'll say this, is that you, if you look out at the streets in Quanah, over a year ago, we repaved 4th Street and 5th Street. And the key factor that the contractor wasn't gonna do, that our men stepped in and 2 weeks' time, they repaired all the potholes on 4th Street and 5th Street. And then they did their topping and everything there. And those 2 streets don't have any potholes in them after a year and a half. So the way that was done, which was done in accordance with Texas Highway Department specifications, the repair of potholes, it was done in accordance with that. We had not historically used that procedure to do it. And I think that's one of the bigger reasons why we have such a problem with potholes, is we fix it, and 6 months later, they're back to potholes, but they're bigger because of the way we did it. So it has to be done in accordance with highway department things. And that's why it needs to have a dedicated crew, that they're trained there, and they are accountable for the work they do, and making sure it's accountable in accordance with the highway department rules. So that's what I think we ought to do. I'll be coming up with a plan specifically and working with, to do it.
All right. Good. Good. Yeah.
All right. I visited with the guys at the fire department today. Everything there seems to be running smooth and good. Their current schedule's working out great for them, having the the 3 full-time employees, administration here, everything here at City Hall seems to be rocking along and bound along like it needs to be. So I think everything in those 2 departments is where we want it at the moment.
Okay. Both parks look really nice. The July 4th celebration in the city parking as well. The pool was able to be open July 6th, thanks to the hard work from the inmates and the city employees. On the EDC, we met today with Target Hyperscale Vice President of Eternal Affairs, Sebastian Ontego, which they are subcontractors of Caruso, who is basically head of the Goodland main camp. He explained that September, we will approximately get the first 500 people staying in the main camp, increasing approximately 500 every month until we have 4,500 plus employees there. He did discuss there would be shuttle buses. He discussed, there would discuss getting names for all of the different data contract companies and trying to set up meetings with them, like Integra, Lansing, Caruso, Iron Gates, Frontier, and just basically get them to talk to us, tell us something, so we know what's going on. So we also discussed helping with roof repairs at Loretta Cobb's building. She bought the children's shop and the flower shop building. She has an estimate of $21,000 on roof repairs. We agreed to give her a low-interest loan for $21,000 at 60 months at 3.9% interest.
All right.
Can I ask you a question about the pools? I had, I live over there close to the pools, and we were driving there, and there were several people parked there on Sunday.
Right.
Trying to wonder if it's gonna open up on Sundays, and so.
I do not know.
Because it's always historically been open on Sundays, and it's not now, and it's opened late. And also, the other thing is that what's the plans for closing it? Is it gonna be extended opening because we had extended closing because we had extended opening, so. Is there any plans on keeping it open after school starts? Because school starts early this year.
Probably until after Labor Day, is how they did it last year. Because it opened later last year than July 6th.
Here's the man with the plan. What is it?
So the game plan, talking with the pool manager, she does want to close on Sundays so we can open on Mondays because all the other pools around us are closed Mondays. So this is just giving an opportunity to say, for those kids who can't go on Mondays to come in here. The game plan is to keep open until right around Labor Day. However, once school starts, it will be much more limited, so on the weekends, basically. But right now, we're blowing and going Monday to Saturday, 1 to 6, and it's been going very well.
So, as hot as it's been, and what time what time does school get out? Gonna be out? Does anybody know what time it's gonna be out?
3:30. It's
3:40.
But Biff, then you have to look, you're gonna have football, you have all your athletic stuff. So that's gonna be, to open it during the day, it's gonna really, because you got Little League football, you got all that.
got band.
So I would go with the way Kevin's saying about on weekends or whatever. Because, you're not gonna be able to really be able to have it open for them in the afternoons, because they won't get out till nearly 4. But then they have,
I think they get out at 4.
yeah, and then you have to have football and everything else.
And some of the lifeguards are all high school or
Yeah.
students.
We'll move on to Ms. O'Neill's report.
Okay, the cemetery. I know that Darren has been working out there. He's been going around spraying weeds and stuff around all of our headstones. He's done a lot of work out there to keep all the weeds down around our headstones. He's got it looking good, so it looks good. Our sewer, okay, I went out and talked with Eddie some. A lot of our sewer stuff out there, we're gonna have to work on getting our stuff fixed. We have one, but we really need a second one as a backup. Because like our chlorine, the deal that puts our chlorine in it and everything, we only have the one. The other one's sitting there, we need to, I know it's gonna cost some money, so I know we gotta work on all this. But, we need to start working on getting some of that fixed back up. And things like that. And hey, I appreciate you getting them a mask and stuff that they needed. But other than that, everything's going good, just things we're gonna have to work on fixing. And well, our place, like our sewers in town, they're shot everywhere. We have sewers standing in alleys and everything everywhere, so till we get sewer lines and stuff, I mean, it's bad.
You know, I was told, that when Atmos Energy went through and did their new lines that they installed, that they brought in one of these, they had to find where the sewers were.
Yes.
where-
Line checks.
They did line checks, so they have that, video data of what every line in the city looks like that we can access and look at to see which lines are open and which ones have been collapsed based on what they did there.
Yeah.
You know anything?
Yeah, Kevin knows he's already got it, he's already got the stuff.
Okay. So the plan's there.
But your deal is, it doesn't matter if your line's collapsed here, down here, could be good, but then it's gonna be collapsed again in another place. So, I mean, I don't know what you're saying, because we need to replace all the lines. Cause you never know where it's gonna be good, bad, good, bad.
Well, I think with that information that we could come up with some type of plan to, when we have to go in and repair.
Well, let's go, let him, or they'll come up with that, get a plan for us on the next meeting. We're gonna go move to you, Mr. Barnett.
Short and sweet over here. Looks like, as far as ordinance are concerned, I'm gonna shoot for a goal on this, that some of the business we're covering tonight might, take care of some of that, and we're hopefully gonna have somebody to enforce them one day. Also, I just spoke briefly with Preston about the airport. Don't have very much information there. I know they did receive a grant, yeah. And haven't had very much information on that, so I'll be better.
All right, we're moving to new business. Item number A, consider and approve tonight ordinance 26-04 relating to the creation of an annual business permit. That's exhibit 10. You want to take a quick look at it?
Kevin, can you brush on some of this that we discussed about this?
Yeah, so this purchase that we're bringing before y'all here is to help establish a registry of what businesses are actually in town. It's very commonplace, all the projects and to have something similar to this. With the annual business permit, so any business in town, needs to register and let us know, hey, they're doing business here in the sense, here in the city. Right now, that's the big thing, so we can also, I'll read it to you once I find it here. So, let's see. Yeah, the purpose is to enable the city to know the existence, location, ownership, and nature of each business operated within the city limits, and to be able to ascertain whether the operation thereof is in compliance with other ordinances of the city. So just being able to see, okay, what's actually happening here around town, and make sure as code enforcement ramps up, we are doing it properly.
So at this time, I'll entertain a motion for 6A.
So moved.
Motion was made by Mr. Barnett, second by Mr. Jackson. Any discussion? Go ahead, Ms. Brownlow.
So what types of fees are you looking at charging for these businesses to register?
Yeah, so that could be determined by y'all here tonight if y'all would look in, if you keep flipping the pages, you see an example of what the city of Forest Hill has provided. They do a base fee of $65 and increase based on your square footage. I think that's a good idea. I've seen others at $100 flat for everybody, 75 flat for everybody. This scale that Forest Hill provided, I think it's a decent scale. But it's up to council if y'all would like to, how y'all would want to play that. I think it's a good idea to have.
So, do we need to amend the motion for the scale fee? We did not do that, so you want to amend the motion to accept this scale fee, or you want?
Well, I think the skill fee needs to be discussed because most of the businesses that we have here in town, other than like your Garrisons, Allsup's or whatever, are primarily family-owned businesses, one that have already well-established and have been here forever. So you start trying to make them pay to do business here, I see that we're going to get a lot of pushback on that, especially for your tumbleweeds, your hair salons or whatever.
I'm going to speak on this very point here that, okay, you have brick and mortar buildings such as the Tumbleweed, and I was discussing this with Kevin today, that they have, they've sold Quanah Indian t-shirts for generations. Then you have people that are doing hobby t-shirts and selling out of their home. So, and cutting their business. So that's another reason that this is a good, that's one of the reasons why this is a good idea, because you can tell who is an actual business and if they're paying their sales tax or not. So, Tumbleweed, they get cut out by a lot of hobbyists that own a Cricket or whatever those things are that make a t-shirt, and unfortunately, people can do that at their homes. So
But I guess my point is, instead of trying to say if you've got 100,000-foot warehouse or less than 5,000 feet, instead of trying to go off of a fee scale like this, just pick a nice, easy something that's not going to hit them too hard in the pocketbook to get registered. And I mean, maybe one of the provisos when they register is it's required that they bring a copy of their sales tax certificate.
That's it here,
Next
yeah.
time.
Greg, it's the EDC representative and a business owner, what are your thoughts?
I think it needs to be a flat standard rate. I don't think, from the amount of property someone has to go higher and higher. United, oh, wow.
Yeah.
Well, in your warehouse over by you, wow, I think, like a business like me, I'm not gonna say bigger business, a bigger area businesses, like 65 a month. Smaller businesses like the in-house places.
It's a year, right?
For a year, is what
Yeah, for a year.
Okay.
Yeah, some of these, also what you guys got to really remember, being a locally owned business, we're hit up by everything. You want us to support your cheerleaders, support your football players, project celebration, and most of us will do every one of them. And so, so we already do a lot civically. So don't kill us on the permit, but I don't have a problem with the permit.
So correct me if I'm wrong, we don't have a set rate, so we can vote to approve it, that does no good, so we need to amend the motion with a set rate.
Yeah, and that would help if y'all would want to create a number here, that helps me. But I can work with that.
Ms. Barnett?
So what do we,
So I mean, so trying to look at rates, what would be
Yeah.
fair, but a cottage industry, like mom and pop making cupcakes or t-shirts out of their home, $25 a year in order, with a copy of their sales tax permit. Somebody larger, Red, United, Garrisons, any one of those, set theirs at 75.
75 is still less than $10 a month.
That's not.
But you gotta think about one thing, you're putting a tremendous amount of work on Kevin and his ladies in here for 30, 40 bucks a year. I mean, it's gotta be worth the city's time to do it to begin with, just the paperwork. I mean, if you can't pay a $65 a year license fee And there's 99% of the businesses that are gonna be 5,000 or under. And I don't know of 100,000 square foot business in Quanah, Texas. So, you know, if you're talking about $115.
And I don't think a $65 fee would deter anybody from opening up a business.
I don't either.
Now, I think if you start going higher and all that, yeah, possibly. So.
But I think that it needs to be enough that it's worth their time to go through the paperwork and the licensing and the permitting fee.
I think so also, but I also think you don't want to punish your businesses.
I
By going, you know,
I don't think that punishment.
65, 75, what do we think?
second, I'm cool with
75?
I'm good with that.
And I do want to mention one thing too, is that, just like residents, commercial businesses, they actually pay 25 on top of their water bill for streets as well. So something to keep in mind too. So we're not trying to kill them with extra stuff, but that's something to be considered.
Okay, and then the other question is, if we're going to levy an annual business permit application, what are you earmarking that money for when it comes in?
I typically prefer not to earmark funds if we can, but it would be to the, help and take care of the administrative issues with this project as well as here at City Hall.
So can I get an amended motion for 75?
What's the penalty for not doing it?
Penalties would, let's see, the penalties, any violation or a violation of any provision of this ordinance shall be deemed a misdemeanor punishable according to the code of ordinances. So basically, if somebody says, no, I don't want to do it, all right, we will talk to code enforcement then and say, hey, you gotta do it, you gotta do it. Give them every possible chance to say, to give them the opportunity to come to compliance and then.
Okay.
Now, this would stop anybody who's like, well, let's say example, if they're selling a snow cone in their yard, and snow cone trucks, or if they're doing a bakery out in the garage, or
So.
it's basically to help protect the businesses.
Yes, sir, because if they have a state sales tax number, they need to be registered, and that's what's on this application.
Okay, then I'm gonna ask a question. So on this, like you just said, that, so like our food trucks, I know that it's changed now where we cannot make them get permits, but are they able still to come in and just sell?
Food trucks, that is
With the state
strictly
law?
handled by state law now. And I don't believe that those would be hit by this, because it's a moving thing, it's always
Yeah,
bouncing around. But those, especially physical ones, but state sales numbers here in town, it'd be good to get those listed and registered, because we have it on our website, businesses in town,
yeah,
but it's empty because we don't know who's in town.
yeah. But I mean, cause your restaurants are getting to have to pay this. That's just why I was asking. Do they, I mean, I don't,
Yeah, we're definitely also trying to protect the businesses here in town.
So can we get an amended motion to add the $75 per business fee to 26-04? Amended motion by Mr. Greg Dickerson. Can I get a second?
Second.
Second by Mr. Jackson. All in favor, say aye. Aye. Opposed? Ayes have it. Item B, we took care of. Brett, we took it off the floor, voted on it. Took it off the table, voted on it. So I'll be good. We'll go to item C. Consider approving now authorize City Administrator Kevin Petosia to pursue action necessary to enter into agreements needed with Texas Department of Criminal Justice for future projects in the city. Kevin, I don't believe that you need our permission for that.
I'm just double checking.
You don't need our permission for that. You run the city. Number
Hey,
7.
hey, back up, Glenn. I don't think we did B.
Didn't ask about that.
We didn't
No, we
do
didn't.
B.
Oh, I thought that was one we do with
No.
Okay.
No.
Consider approving that an ordinance repealing and replacing ordinance number 26-02 and amending ordinance number 26-01, an ordinance of the City Council of the City of Quanah establishing rules and regulations for recreational vehicle parks within the city limits to amend the allowable zones for RV parks to include R3, two-family and multiple family residential districts, MH, manufactured home, District, and C, Commercial District, with the approval of conditional use permit and provide specific penalty provisions, Exhibit 11.
This one here, this is, we're constantly updating this ordinance to try and make sure it's rock solid, so we're ready to go moving forward. And there's gonna be more changes as well, but as we're seeing things come up, we're just correcting and making sure we have a solid thing to work on.
What is Exhibit 11?
6B. That's how it's labeled, Mom.
Yeah, it's the last tab on it.
Okay. It just says, because I've looked and looked, and it's like the only thing I see is this, sorry.
Yeah, so the items in red are the changes that we're adding into the ordinance.
So we're
Oh,
talking,
okay. Let me tell you.
all right.
At this time, I'll entertain a motion.
I make the motion.
Motion was made. Can I get a second?
Second.
Seconded by Mr. Dickerson. Any discussion?
I did.
He beat you to
Oh,
it.
did you? Okay.
Any discussion? Ms. Brownlow?
So we're talking about putting all these RV parks hither, thither, and yon around the city of Quanah. But have we put anything in place that requires that they provide us with a schematic to show us what it looks like? What are their entrance points gonna be? What are their exit points gonna be? What is the traffic flow gonna look like in that area? What is what are your drainage issues like?
Yes, so I can touch on that a little bit, and I'm guilty of this, I won't hurt the people here tonight with it, but whenever somebody comes puts a request for these items in front of planning and zoning, they're supposed to provide us a plan of what you're asking for, what it's gonna look like, the plan of the item, and show us what it looks like, your entrances and exits. That way it's not just random words on paper, it's something we can look at and compare it to. That's something also recently that I found in our building ordinance. This first round of people who have come in, that we'll be discussing later tonight, I did not ask them on that, unless they have previously provided it, so there's something to be aware of. But going forward, that will be the case. If they're putting in this request, they need to provide us a drawing of what this is gonna look like.
Well, and what, I mean, so I mentioned street access. I know one of the proposed properties that we're gonna be discussing later, literally, the roads in that area, when it rains, are impassable. So, you need to know that they put thought into that. You don't wanna have 15 RVs parked on a lot, and then it come in here and rain 2 inches and find out that they're not going anywhere till it dries up.
And yes, and these are questions we can definitely ask those property owners, whether it gets in their items. Very good questions to have. And that's what the goal is with that drawing, to get it, so we have a rough idea of what they think beforehand. It's just it wasn't done in this first case.
Is there any teeth in here to enforce what that drawing has? Because we were
We've been
presented
heard
with a drawing of this beautiful, wonderful, green, luscious park that never materialized.
So that would be closer into our actual zoning ordinance, but I can research that and make sure there's something. Because if that's provided with the official documentation, that really has to be done.
Yeah. But it doesn't say anything about that plan.
Any more discussion? All right, at this time, we'll take a vote. All in favor of consider approval to deny an ordinance repealing and replacing ordinance number 26-02 and amending ordinance number 26-01, an ordinance of the city council of the city of Quanah, establishing rules and regulations for RV parks. Say aye. Aye. Opposed? Ayes have it. All right.
Just to confirm, we did take care of the old business on file, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
We're gonna ask them first to make sure they're still wanting it, because it's gonna.
Yeah.
Second on it? All right. So at this time, we're gonna go into executive session for item number 7. Short second, to discuss a lawyer and, we'll reconvene. Item 7, consider approve deny request from Slick Rigs LLC to activate 2-inch meter connection outside of the city limits. Anybody back in? At this time, I'll entertain a motion.
Motion, I make a motion.
We'll leave the like makes a sheet here.
Lisa, you want it to do?
It doesn't matter. We got to vote on it anyway.
I make a motion.
Wait a minute, is she gonna write this down?
I got it.
Here we go.
I make a motion that we approve the request from Slick Rigs LLC to activate a 2-inch water meter connection outside of the city limits, which was previously approved by a council in October of 2023.
Motion was made, can I get a second? Second by Mr. Dixon.
Give me my paper back.
All right, any discussion?
I believe there needs to be some discussion on this.
Yeah, I think so too.
Do we
Maybe I'll just go around to each one and just say what. Well, I think that there's the case made that the previous council committed us at this time to issue this permit. Conditions that were in place then are significantly different than we have right now. I mean, we're in a stage 4 water drought, and we've also been told by TCEQ that we have no more connections to give because we don't have water available to honor this request. And I think our primary goal, I think my primary obligation is to act in the best interest of the city of Quanah. This operation here, they're not members of the city of Quanah. They don't pay taxes to the city of Quanah, and they're wanting to put this in there. And that volume of 2-inch line and how big it's gonna suck a lot of water out of the system, which we won't have available to meet our own needs with our people here. So I think that's a consideration. And I think our first obligation is to citizens of Quanah and providing them with water.
Can I ask a question?
And I would ask if we want to give them an opportunity to speak as well, introduce what we're talking about too. Yeah, want to?
So as you were told, I'm Jim, I'm one of the representatives of Slick Rigs. Back in 2023, we had decided, we bought a piece of property to the east of town, or the west of town, and we decided we want to put business out there. And we waffled on what kind of business, and we're still not sure at this point what type of business we want. But we came to the board back in 2023, and we presented our case saying we wanted a 2-inch water line. They approved it unanimously. We went through all the prerequisites. The city even stepped up and paid half the cost to get the water line there, which shows an investment on the part of the city. We have meters there. Everything's there. The city has done their part and said, you can have water. But now we're being told we can't turn the water on. And we still don't even know what type of business is going to be there. We have some ideas, but we don't know. And if this board disapproves it, it really ties our hands as to if there's any kind of marketability that could be used in the future for that property.
So if you don't mind me asking the question, this was approved in 2023 by the city council at that time. It is now 2026.
Correct.
Any particular reason why you didn't go ahead and activate that meter at that time?
We did pose that question at the time, and I don't know if it was at that board meeting, it was probably afterwards, and they said, you don't have to activate this meter. So we chose to exercise that option. And we've been in design and kicking around these ideas, and there's a lot of planning that goes into a business in general. So we finally got to a point, so now we've got to a point where we need water, and that's what we're waiting on.
Okay,
That's the long and short of it.
what are some of your business ideas?
Go ahead, Mr. Barnett, I'm sorry.
What are some of the ideas that
We
you're
have
thinking
some
around?
opportunities. I can't get into the legalities of some, because some of the stuff is going to be contractual. We have thought, I know it's common knowledge, we've thought about an RV park. We don't know if that's going to happen. We thought about different businesses that could come in and serve the city of Quanah. Without water, we can't do that. We're really between a rock and a hard place. We've invested a lot of money in that property already, and we want to do something for it. We don't want to, we want to help the city. We don't want to hurt the city. That's the biggest issue right now.
So if you don't mind me asking, okay.
Okay, my deal, whenever y'all did this, and then y'all put the land up for sale.
It's on, I mean, it's not necessarily going to be sold.
But I
That's
mean,
one of the options we have. And if you put the property up for sale and it doesn't have water, it definitely detracts from the people who could purchase that property. So yeah, I mean, that's a right of any individual that buys a property, they can put it up for sale.
I'm not disagreeing with you there, but you didn't turn the water on, then you put it up for sale. So that pretty well says, well, we're not gonna follow through with anything. And now you're wanting us to follow through with going ahead and turning water on when we don't even have the water to give you. Because right now, in the stage 4 we're in.
We completely understand that. We're members of this community, so we get it. And that's why I said before, we don't want to hurt the city. We want to help the city. So we're willing to work on some different things and perhaps work with the city on what we do. That's what's important to us. I'm just a representative. I'm not the guy in charge of this project. I'm just kind of the voice. So there are some things I can't say and some things I can say. Because he's in negotiations for different things as well.
Mr. Jackson?
Well, my opinion is that the city fulfilled their obligation because they got water out there and they put the water underneath the road and paid their half of the fee. And the meter was there and you all elected not to turn the water meter on. And on your other question, I'd like to ask, how are you gonna how is it gonna benefit the city? You're outside the city limits. How are you gonna benefit the city? There's no city taxes involved.
So that question was posed at the board meeting when I requested the meter. And I can't remember the individual. He sat right over there. And he said, how is the city gonna get their money back on this? Increased water rates. I mean, we're not gonna pay the same rates that somebody in the city pays. So if we're paying more for water, you're increasing your revenue however much you decide. And I know that's been a topic of discussion in past meetings, or maybe it's just in discussions with people, that people that are outside the city limits, there are connections, and they will be paying an increased rate for water. And we have no problem with that.
And when it was presented, was it not presented that there was gonna be an ATV sales facility out there and the water was only gonna be for an office and a restroom?
That was at that point, and that's why I say we've pivoted.
So now that's gone and you're on to something else.
Well, we never said an ATV place. We said a business, and I'm pretty sure that's, if you listen to the minutes, we weren't sure at that point. We just spitballing ideas. So, I mean, until you land on an idea and figure out your direction, you can say all you want, but until it comes to fruition, you never really know. There's a lot of things that go into the planning.
So but by it being outside the city limits, you can do as you please because we have no say-so in what you do out there with the water.
I will say that we want to work with the city. We don't want to come in with a big hammer and do something that's going to hurt the city. So there can be discussions as to our direction, but that was part of the reason for that purchase. It's outside the city limits, and the city can't necessarily say exactly what we do, but they have an input. Everybody has an input.
So you've owned the property for quite some time.
I'm not sure
You
when
can't-
it was purchased.
For legal aid issues or whatever, you can't be forthcoming with what kind of business you're looking at. My question is, what kind of employment opportunities or how many local people are you proposing to offer jobs to if you get this business up going?
I don't know. Because it depends on what type of business we put in there. So I honestly cannot answer that question. I don't know. It's not my project. I'm just a part of the big picture. I don't make those decisions.
But most people, when they're looking at opening a business, they have an idea up here. We're going to employ so many people and we're going to offer either this for sale or we're going to have this type of service that we're going to be promoting. The whole vagueness of this whole thing is a little bit concerning because it's like you're sitting on this V in the middle of the highway and you want water run to it, but you.
No, we have water run to it. Clarify that.
But you need to, okay, you have a meter, but you don't have
Correct.
running water.
Correct, correct.
But-
You all elected not to turn on.
But you're very vague as to, I mean.
I don't necessarily have the answer to those questions, and I don't want to speak out of turn. I'm not the property owner. I'm just affiliated with the business, and I'm not the person that makes those decisions. That's really all I can say.
Okay, with us being in our stage 4 water restrictions, and you guys are very understanding on that, et cetera, et
Absolutely.
cetera.
100%.
Okay, so if we went to a point that we approved this, but I don't think it's something we could turn on tomorrow, would you be okay with a 90-day, 120-day, or whatever when we get out of the stage 4 drought? To turn it on?
Rephrase that.
Would you be okay if, say, we're in stage 4 drought right now, we all know that.
Yeah,
Okay, so it'd be hard to turn the water on right now for you because we're in a stage 4 drought. But if we agreed to this in like 4 or 5 months, revisit the fact, are we still in stage 4 drought? Or is that something that you guys?
I'd have to make a phone call on that.
Okay.
I don't want to answer that question. That's not in my realm.
I think we have to have, if we're to make the decision on what's in the best interest of Quanah, we have to have more facts. It needs to be specific. We need to know how it's gonna benefit Quanah. We know what the costs are gonna be for Quanah. Well, I guarantee you, if you ask us to today, with the conditions we are today, to activate that meter, we would have to say no, because we can't even issue meters, connections, and we don't know how long this water gonna last. So it's, you have to be more specific, come with us with a specific project that you want to
But
do.
we're,
I mean, you've got a meter, so you'll have water, but we can't issue meters now to anyone because we don't have water.
well, we have a meter. I think we're.
We
hung up on
can't-
the- I think we're hung up on the idea that
we
we
can't-
don't have a meter, but we do have a meter.
We don't have water that we can sell. Let me put it a different way.
When, I will say this, without, I'm trying not to go too far into things. So I would have thought that back in 2023, when the city approved this and they put in the meter, that there would be some accountability on the city's parts, knowing that that meter is there and it's ready for water. And this is my personal opinion. I'm not speaking on behalf of Slick Rigs. I'm speaking, can I finish?
I'm not gonna.
So I would think that that would have been accounted for throughout the course of time, because we were in a stage 4 water restriction last year as well, weren't we? I believe we were. So
I think we were in 2023.
there was another time when we were in, but, so that's my personal opinion. That, over the course of time, should have been accounted for. And it sounds to me, I can't say definitively that it was not accounted for, but it sounds to me like somewhere that got missed, that there's a meter and a connection there, and it didn't get counted into the grand scheme of things. But I don't know that for a fact.
Well, I would have expected that if I was that council, that you would not be waiting 3 years to decide to start, asking for water, that you would know what you
Sure.
wanted.
That's
And
right.
you'd have an idea of how much water you needed to ask us. Now, there's no way that I can, in good conscience, vote to give you an open ticket on the conditions, what you're asking for. And I understand that you spend money. And I understand you're willing to work for us, and we're willing, if we had the water, we would probably, embrace you, there, but we don't have the water. And we know that the probability is that you're going to put an RV park there.
You know that.
Now, I said the
We've been told
probability,
that.
the probability
Okay, I
is,
just want to clarify, because we have not said we're putting an RV
it's
park
just,
up
it's just the probability, it's not fact, okay?
there. I know what
But,
it is.
but give me some fact, maybe I can make a better decision.
So if I was gonna, let me ask one question of you. If I was gonna put say I was gonna put a 2,000 square foot house out there, and I said, can you turn that meter on? Would things be different?
Yeah, it would be different, it'd be a different consideration.
So what you have in the back of your mind, and what I'm hearing is, you're hearing there's an RV park going there, there's an RV park going there.
I'm just
That's
saying, we
just-
don't
I
know.
don't think it negates the fact that there was a large time span there.
I agree, there was a large time.
It doesn't matter if you put a house or 9 houses or 29 houses or a business or whatever, there's still, the meter wasn't activated at that time that we're dealing with. And
I
that's,
will add in there as well that regarding to the type of project, what the case right now that I've implemented is that any non-standard request, meaning any kind of large development, is gonna be put on a temporary hold until we can get this meter situation figured
We
out.
talked about that.
Right, and so standard request, very simple, small commercial site, small house, those things, I have been allowing to go through. However, any non-standard request, those are the ones that we're putting on this temporary hold, and which is another reason why I couldn't say, hey, yes, go.
No, I understand.
Which is why we're bringing it up.
We've talked, and we've spoken in detail about
Yeah.
this.
So I just want to make sure that's clear.
Any more discussion? Got anything you want to add?
No, just if it goes to no, we do need a statement of denial.
Please.
All right. No more discussion? All right, there's been a motion was made and seconded, discussion's over with. All in favor of approving the request for Slick Ridge LLC to activate the 2-inch water meter connection outside of the city limits, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed?
Say,
Opposed? 4-2, against?
I abstain.
Point of order.
Well, if you abstain, it
Yeah.
automatically goes to a yes.
No, it goes to
No,
no,
it goes to a no.
No?
it
Okay.
goes to the majority.
So 4-2, or 3-2. Move on to item number 8. Conduct a vote based on previous public hearings regarding the following matters from the Planning and Zoning Commission. Kevin, kick us off with the recommendation from
Okay, so starting off here, this is, these items have come before 2 public hearings with Planning and Zoning and previous council meeting. These, I will say, item A from a John Robbins that has been pulled, correct? That has been removed, so we'll skip down to item B. However, just stating on here, these have to come to a motion has to be made, whatever direction you want to choose, whatever vote you want to choose, that's your choice. But if you choose to abstain, just please be aware, we have to make it a motion first so we can get some kind of action. That's why this has been brought back, is no action was taken. That means something different than a no vote. So we need to make sure that we're voting on this, or at least make a motion so I can have something proper.
any of, from B down to G, nothing else is removed.
Nothing else.
Nothing else necessary.
Okay. Move to item number B. Consider approve, deny request from Planning and Zoning Board to discuss the request from Corey Dewart, I believe he's in, changing the zoning from R1 to R3 for the purpose of placing 6 to 8 tiny homes, each between 7 to 1,200 square feet, instead of 1 to 2 bedroom homes located at 400 East 10th Street, parcel number 5420. At this time, I'll entertain a motion.
I move we not approve it.
And we got to get to the discussion part because they want to talk. So,
Okay.
motion was made. Can I get a second?
second,
Motion is seconded. It's open for discussion.
These were when we was approved to do 3 houses to be on the lots that we own there. These are permanent houses to be here long-term with foundations. So, I mean.
What do you mean you were approved when?
We were approved already for.
We already
got
paid for
the
permits.
Oh,
So are we gonna be denied to have water, because there's already meters there?
They were already,
I think it's through the planning and zoning, is that what you're saying? Have you got permits through the city?
The city,
Can you clarify that?
that one we have.
Y'all filled out the permit application, correct, and you paid your $100 permit fee. Right. And then you had to go to the planning and zoning board, and then they kicked it to the council, so the council has the final say.
Well, they said that we could go ahead and put that, we could put on the individual lots, we could put the houses there. We was just asking, can we put
6 to 8 tiny homes instead of 3 houses on the individual lots.
because you can only put one per dwelling, right?
That's
and that's
what
why
the
they was going from
rezoning.
R1 to R3.
Hold on a second, I want to make sure, so
Yeah, so
Y'all are in desperate need of homes here.
planning and zoning, they went before planning and zoning. Planning and zoning recommended it, now it's back to y'all. What they completed was the application.
okay.
okay, am I,
Right?
okay, it says,
Hold on, let her go ahead, you next. You've been
I'm sorry,
next.
go ahead.
Sorry.
no, you take,
Go ahead.
go ahead.
It's my understanding that R1 right now, we passed an ordinance in the past to allow the ordinance that to include anything that was over 600, square feet. And they're asking for they're gonna put 700, 1,200 square feet. So it could be R1, but they want to put 3, so it's gotta be it's gotta
Or
be.
if we could do multifamily house there, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
I like duplex, quadplex. You know, if we do a quadplex, won't be taking everything. I mean, it will create housing for the 6 individual families, Tiny homes is a suggestion.
It's my understanding that we've already approved before 3 homes going on a single lot.
On 3 separate lots, right?
Yes.
One home per lot. They're asking.
This was just
more
one.
homes on one. lot.
Yes.
That's what's up here for discussion right now.
This is
More-
one home per.
This is this is more than one home per lot. Right now, they
Yes.
could put
That
one.
was, the other ones were more than one home per lot.
Well, we're not talking about the other ones, we're talking about that one, Stephen, got you.
So they said it was for single family, so we could do tiny homes, or we could put duplexes in there, you know what I'm saying?
You could put one on one lot, and what you're requesting now is to put more than one on a single.
Yes.
That's the request in front of y'all right now. Do we want to
Just-
change this to multifamily so they can do that?
Has it already gone before zoning?
Yes.
And was it denied or?
Approved.
It was
We're
approved.
recommended for approval.
All of these were approved.
Recommended
We're gonna
for
go around the block. Go ahead.
They're all, that's why it's here, we're the final say. From zoning. All of these were recommended.
All of these were, I didn't see
Yes.
that they were, right?
Yes.
Yes, that's why they're here. It says recommendation, recommendation, recommendation.
Number D, it says was,
Miss O'Neill?
so you know, was denied.
Oh,
It said
to
was
deny, okay, one was denied.
Miss O'Neill?
Okay, so you're wanting 6 or 8 on one lot?
No.
No, on the
Throughout
three.
the lots.
So you have 3 lots, and you want to put 6 or 8 houses on 3 lots.
It would be-
Smaller homes
Yes.
on, so, okay.
I mean, I have people sleeping in cars right now around here.
I would like to see a plan of what you're trying to
would
do.
Submitted it.
If,
Submitted those.
That goes to the planning and zoning, right?
I mean, I don't know if you're talking about putting, stick houses. I don't know what you're planning
No,
on doing.
it'll be straight, pure beam, stick home builds, stationary houses.
What is the time frame these houses will be complete?
Give us a green light, we can have them few months, get them all in.
Mr. Jackson, do you have anything else?
No.
Ms. Brownlow?
So it's currently
an R1, which would meet the requirements for the original request to put in 3 houses. Now, trying to put in 6 to 8 tiny homes based on 3 meters on that current lot, you're gonna run into the same issue that we've got with being able to set additional meters, because we do not have additional meters. And each one of those tiny homes is gonna have to be on its own meter.
On its own meter.
So my next question is, what if a quadplex or duplex was put into place? That was one of our questions that we had asked also, you know? Like, okay, if people didn't want the house to be crowded with a bunch of tiny homes, what if we put a multi-family housing?
So you're still gonna have to change the zoning to the multifamily. As
To the
far as
R2.
duplex goes, unless you, as the landlord, are gonna be willing to hook each duplex up to one water meter, and you be responsible for all of the water and utility expense, and then separate it out by your tenants, you're still gonna run into the issue is each duplex is gonna require 2 meters.
Is that right, Kevin? If that's what you want them to do.
It would still have to go, but would it not have to go back before the zoning to be amended from R1 to R2 then, because R2 is duplexes?
They, the recommendation is R3, and they can go down, they just can't go up.
Okay.
So, let me ask you this question. If it went from R3, that allows to be multifamily and single-family homes, correct?
Multi.
I'd really love to just see the plans of it, and are your guys totally made your mind up? Is it gonna be duplex, tiny home, quad homes? I mean, we're getting a lot of stuff this way, so.
We have options for multiple different ways, though. That's just the category.
However, we approved the R3, R2, R1 is the plan.
But you do have plans and.
Yeah, we got
Blueprints and all
engineering
that.
plans for our build, blueprints, everything what we need. We have different options on how we,
Yeah, but
So this is a question for
Can we
Kevin.
see that, kid?
Yeah, I'll bring it up. So I've got your application here, that I'll bring it up. Did you have a full-on drawing, or is it just what you wrote on the application this time? Station.
I have some additional plans I can email over to.
Okay, so the question I had, and this is, because Kevin's the gatekeeper of all the water meters.
There is water meters on the property.
There are 3 water meters on the property, because there were 3 original houses sitting on that block. But if you're trying to put in duplexes, you're gonna need three additional meters to accommodate the opposite sides of the duplex, because your tenants are not gonna wanna be,
If it's paid for by the owners, then
and how are you going to,
where we pay rent, right now, water is included.
and you share
That's
a
for-
duplex
that's for one
with
of our-
somebody
that's
else?
for one of our businesses right now.
Even if you guys had the standard telemetry meters that you guys have here right now, is that correct? The satellite telemetry meters that measure the flow output of the water right now, correct? Although you guys stationary meters, we even have the additional meters that can go on also. So if something comes down to, hey, I'm in a self-certified meters also. I had a problem in Childress. Childress kept on saying we were using 8, 10, 12,000 gallons a month. We installed an additional meter in the line and I busted them, falsely accusing us on water. I'm like, how's the house being used? They said, well, you might have a leak underneath.
Okay, well, here's where I'm going with this. I live in a duplex. I rent one side of your duplex. It's me and my dog. Greg rents the other side of your duplex. Greg's got a wife and 3 kids. So that duplex is run on one water meter. You're going to have to figure out how much my part of the water bill is each month and charge me accordingly.
I think what she just said was she's paying the water for everybody. Just it's included, water, electricity.
Water's included in.
But it's, but bills like that are still typically, I mean, think about it. If your water bill's $100 a month, you're not gonna charge your tenant 50, right? And one of your tenants is gonna use more. But the original question comes back to Kevin. We don't have 3 additional meters to put on that property, do we?
So, let me ask you this, is the problem about the funding, about purchasing the meters, or say?
No,
It's
the
about the
problem
law
is
from the
meeting
state of
the
Texas.
TCEQ requirements as to the number of meters that the community can have based on our water utilization and population.
So what happens when it's an apartment that goes, or an hotel that supplies the room of water to multiple different, dwellings or rooms?
Currently, a non-standard request like that, I would put on a temporary hold, much like.
Right now, we can't do anything. Our hands are tied until we get this situation figured out.
Situation.
So what council is looking at here is, do y'all want to change it to R3 right now? With the understanding that if this is sounding more like a non-standard agreement, so y'all could approve it, however, that doesn't mean I can give you a meter right now.
But what if I accept the water, say, hey, in the dwellings of what we're putting up, I can accept.
Where are you gonna get the water?
In the city?
We don't have any water to
Well,
give
you
you, is
don't
what we're
have
trying to
any
tell
water, that's what
you.
we're telling
The
you.
lake is dry.
So what's the difference between if I put one house there and I gotta get the water?
That is a.
Or if I put multiple houses, or like say if I do a multiplex or a duplex?
Because TCEQ.
The difference
which is
between
the
1 and 8
organization
is 7.
that mandates the number of meters communities can have, has stated Quanah is only allowed to have X number amount of meters. It is based on water utilization rates and it is based on current population. Kevin has the numbers of the meters, and we didn't have last month, but like 8 meters available.
We don't have any
What if
available.
all the
We're over.
properties town that's not conducting water usage with all these abandoned houses that are falling in, and it's like, okay, if you allot in 5,000.
That's not us. We get our information from Greenbelt and the state of Texas. Texas Commission on Environmental Quality.
So can I ask if there's 2 on, okay, so we have 3 lots. Say we put 2 tiny homes on each lot. Those are smaller homes. You can't fit as many people in them. We don't have restrictions. Each tiny home, or the 2 on one lot, runs from the same meter. Is that not allowed?
That's not a standard
It's
connection.
not a standard connection.
1-to-1 is a standard connection right now.
1 meter, one dwelling.
So each lot, one house, right? And
Basically.
what does that restrict it to up on size?
As far, I'm sorry. So this-
And I would assume size restrictions are gonna based on how the layout is set up to accommodate the size of your lots. If they're 75 by 140 or 25 by 75, I don't know what the lots are on that side of town, but your build is gonna be predicated upon the amount of space you have and the ability to leave enough area between between each individual house, because nobody wants to live on top of each other.
You're still just gonna have 1 meter per lot.
They'll have 1 meter for lot, 1 house.
That's what we could get him right now.
That's what we could give him right now.
And then
He
if-
has.
If we
We're
had,
not
we
giving
had
anything.
any,
We don't
Well,
have
he's
any
got
right now.
3 meters there already, so they should already be in place.
Do it one.
The house is there, has already been torn down. It's been cleared.
Yeah, but to clarify, so they're almost saying that if you already got 3 meters, and they're saying, and our regulations saying that you can only have 1 house per meter, so technically you could put 3 houses there today. What you're wanting to do is go to R3, which we can do that, but we can't give you any more meters.
Okay, so let me ask you this. We'll be cool with doing the one homes now, and with these water restrictions, but something for future purposes, right? Having that area classified as R3. If we restrict it down to one dwelling per meter, then that's what we'll go with. But say in the future, say 12 months, or down the road that we can expand two multi-family properties there. It's already available. The only thing to hold us with a water restriction.
Correct, because you would already, it would be zoned for multifamily, so the zoning would be appropriate for what you're trying to do. But like you said, the timeline's gonna be 6 months, a year, 2 years down the road, depending on how long it takes our water solution, our situation to resolve.
I think, to clarify, we are in the business of selling water. That's where the city makes money. We would love to sell you all the water you could run through that meter. We don't have the water to sell you. If we had the water to sell it to you, we'd love for you to have some.
So,
But you know, a part of the water crisis, this is gonna, I mean, I grew up here. I grew up 30 miles down the road, you know? They've been battling the water crisis for years, for a long time, even as me growing up in the 90s over here, they had a water problem. And when it gets all the way down to this critical point, is when people, it doesn't do any good for this person to ration and this person to ration, if it wasn't taken a Colorado long time in advance. It had to be tackled as a whole. And what happened overnight, it went into, it just stage 3, stage 4 quickly. You know?
And we got tens of thousands of people that were getting dumped on us too. That weren't expected to be. We weren't expecting to get tens of thousands of people here in the next few months.
so I think if y'all are in agreement, we have to amend the motion. Just, if you're gonna change it to R3, you'll have to amend the motion to once the water situation becomes available.
We don't,
Because if you make it R3 right now,
we're stuck.
There's a motion on the floor to not approve this. If the water situation and we get the meter situation, everything, if all the stars align and everything is gonna be perfect.
but you can put 3 houses on there right now, that's what he's saying.
It's approved for that.
He's approved for that.
I was just saying, so if we did do it, we'll stick to the one house per dwelling. I mean,
What we're saying is if you plan in the future, I'll put it 3, 3, and 3. You know, you don't have to make any changes now because you're R1, and you can put one tiny home here, one tiny home there, and one tiny home there.
Not one mansion there, one mansion there, one mansion there. I mean, you can't limit it to a tiny home, and you've got 3 houses and 3.
3 houses, any 3 houses.
You can have whatever it fits on.
Any 3 houses. You can do that in the future, you come back
And change it.
No, but I was just saying, just for future, if it makes it a little easier, it's been zoned for that. So when we get to that point, say, hey, 1, 2, 3 years down the road, I mean, we've been battling this for, it's been a while. You know, we've been going back and forth.
And so what I can tell council is if y'all, it sounds like y'all are wanting to give it some time.
Yes.
And what I can mention is in the zoning ordinance, if you deny it, the earliest he can come back is 6 months. So that does give us some time here to work. You just have to redo it. It's not a big issue. Or if y'all want to approve it, you can, but maybe you have the option to say, but you won't build more than X. Or, because even if y'all approve it, I can't give him more meters than any non-standard request would have to.
So he can have 3 meters long, basically.
He's got 3.
He's already
So, okay.
Is that what we're saying?
If he comes in, he can do one as a single request. One is a single request, each one is a single request. Because there are technically 4 separate pieces of land.
There's a motion on the floor to not approve it.
Okay. Motion was made
I'll second.
It was already seconded. I seconded it already.
Motion seconded. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Move to item number C. Consider approve deny recommendation from Planning and Zoning Board to approve request from David Gomez changing the zoning from R1 to R3 for the purpose of creating an RV park of less than 10 RVs at 111 Houston Street, parcel 6283. Can I get a motion?
I'll make a motion, we do.
Motion was made. Can I get a second?
Wait, what was it?
I'll make a motion that we deny.
Motion was made to deny, seconded. Any discussion?
I think that'd be the perfect place to put one. This one here, like Mary Luke was saying earlier, if they're having problems with the trash and all that would make something to deter all that.
Non-standard meter.
But it is a lost better meter, but
Well,
But it's also
also,
got the flooding issue.
Yeah.
And
have the drainage issues.
All in favor of denying, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Ayes have it. Item number D, consider approve deny recommendation from Planning and Zoning Board to deny request from Rakesh Bhakta for a conditional use permit to install RV hookups located at his own motel, 1500 West 11th Street, parcel ID 685. Make a motion.
So moved.
Motion was made. Can I get a second?
Motion was what? What is motion?
It's to deny.
Okay.
Can I get a second?
I second.
All in favor say aye.
Is he here?
You want to speak on it? I'm sorry, did you want to speak on it? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Ayes have it. E, consider approve deny recommendation from Planning and Zoning Board to approve request from Andrew Serato for a conditional use permit to install 8 to 10 RV hookups located at 1301 Elbert Street, parcel ID 2080. Can I get a motion?
Motion to deny.
Can I get a second?
Second.
All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? F, consider approve deny recommendation from Planning and Zoning Board to approve request from Stephen and Randall Sparkman for a conditional use permit to install RV hookups located at 1200 West 3rd, parcel ID 6211. Stephen, would you like to speak?
I'd just like to say this is commercial property already. And we understand the water meter is not gonna be hooked up. We're willing to bring our own water.
Well, commercial doesn't make it
It doesn't, that's why we're here to ask.
R2, 1, 2, or 3.
That's right.
Yeah.
We're here to ask for,
So,
Hold on, we got, if we're opening up for discussion now, who's, you want to start, or you want to shoot and raise your hand already?
So you're saying you will furnish water?
that's correct. And, you know, we will furnish water, we'll revisit water in the future if there's conditions change. We'd love to have a meter, but it's pretty plain, there's no meters gonna be issued in the non-conventional business, which this is. But
What are you gonna be pursuing?
we'll either have a holding tank and have a truck come by and suck it out, like they're doing at the other camps, or we'd love to hook into the sewer also. Even if we provide our own water.
Lisa?
what is a conditional use permit?
So right now, the ordinance that we passed says you can put an RV park in a commercial spot, you just have to have a conditional use permit first. That conditional use permit, the request, you go to planning and zoning, then it comes to you guys. So now he's in that stage of the requesting section.
All but one. I'm giving you credit, Stephen. All but one has, planning and zoning recommended this move forward.
Anything else, Lisa? Cindy?
With all respect, of course.
No.
Now I'm good.
That's cool about that.
I was willing to do the water.
We approve.
Would you say, Greg?
So he's willing to do the water, he's willing to do the sewer, so.
I make a motion, we approve.
Motion was made to approve. Can I get a second?
What?
Go
The
ahead.
motion,
That's what
I'm sorry.
Go ahead.
Go ahead.
No, I don't, I'm just saying,
Who seconded?
Great.
Okay. Now we have discussion.
yes.
Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
Go ahead.
I want to come after you.
Well, I'm sorry.
Okay, Ben.
I think that if I understand this, that you're gonna put water in, and what's the status on the sewer?
We would love to hook into the sewer if you will grant us that request, but, and use our water.
See, I don't think we could get into the sewer.
And we'll put a holding tank in and have one of these septic trucks stop by and suck it out and treat it.
I think that's, and you're gonna put people in there for that, there, or they,
The RV park with people in it,
How many?
probably 10. I think with if we follow the guidelines set by y'all's request or by your zone, that I think 10 is what will fit there.
so you're gonna follow, you're gonna do just exactly what you passed, the spacing on there. That's correct.
I don't see how we can do any,
I just don't know, do we want to open the door? And, do we want to open the door of having sewer tanks and water?
We're opening, but the caveat is, you're not providing us any water, and I guess you're not gonna provide us any sewer. It's commercial property.
But-
If I can't do this, what can I do with my commercial property?
but, okay, Stephen,
That's what the zoning and the council's for.
That's what I'm asking. I'm asking. The zoning committee approved.
That's why we have the final say.
Right, exactly.
okay, but on the last deal, where you put your tiny homes,
Correct.
did you get 3 water meters?
I requested 3 meters and 3 sewer taps.
But I notice you have an extra house up there.
Yeah. You
It's
got,
up to the same, it's up to the same house.
so you've got 4 now, right?
That's correct.
And we were
I'm
told you were,
within my,
when you came, you said 3 was all you was gonna
yeah,
have.
but you rezoned it where I could put multiple families there. You did?
Debbie?
I don't see any conflict with the city if he's providing his own sewer and his own water. I mean, he's not adding a burden or anything to our infrastructure at all. And being a commercial property, he has the right to do what he wants to with it. And if he's got 10 RV parks there, that's additional tax dollars for the city. It's in the city limits, he's gonna be paying property taxes, and they're gonna be shopping local.
How,
He's furnishing his sewage, he's furnishing his water.
how does the sewer work when it's a holding tank? Does that,
It's like a 3,000 gallon poly tank that's rated for refuge water.
They don't stay.
that was gonna be my question.
Now, I will say.
That was gonna be my question.
Now, I will say, when you
Did
pump
it
it out,
smell?
when you pump it out, it's just like pumping the sewers out.
Oh, it's exactly like it,
But-
but I prefer not to.
But when they're sitting there, they don't stink. That's what all the data centers are
So-
running.
It's a buried tank that you won't see. You
Okay.
from driving by or smelling, you won't know that it's not
And
going.
is that, type of sewer system legal in the city limits?
We don't have anything against it.
Okay.
Does TCEQ have anything?
I'm just trying to please the city. I'm not trying to please you.
You better try,
No, it's
better try to please them.
God, Jesus, Lita Walter, then TCEQ. So you better get this hierarchy right.
All right, this time, we'll take a vote. All in favor, say aye. Opposed?
No.
All right,
I'll abstain. Can I abstain?
That's the same as a no.
if you abstain, it goes as a no. No, no,
Yes.
yes.
Yes,
Yes.
you're top rater.
Even if you abstain, I have to vote.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna go vote yes.
I didn't think you could look at his family.
Third cousin. That's a problem. I mean, he is a third cousin.
It's only a problem for me. It's not a problem for anybody else.
I don't really like him if that recommendation for planning and zoning board to approve request from Maria Leal for a conditional use permit to install 5 RV hookups located at 310 West 11th, parcel ID 5462. This time I'll entertain a motion.
Maybe we deny.
Motion was made to deny, can I get a second? Open for discussion. All in favor of denying, say aye. Opposed?
Seconded.
Ayes have it. 9A has been complied with, 9B has been complied with. Kevin, do you have any actions for the case? This time I entertain a motion to adjourn. Motion was made by Mr. Brownlow, Mr. Jackson seconded. All in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed?